Hey everyone, Brian from Bearable Traders here. It is Wednesday, April 29th. Let's highlight that tab there and take a look at what we've had just reported end of day here. Tesla just reported, Microsoft, Facebook, all up after hours. Tesla is up big. It's up like over $100, which is about 12%. Facebook's up about 10. Microsoft's also up significantly after hours. I'm sure this kind of price action is probably going to result in some more buying in the morning. We'll see what happens here. Let's take a look at Thursday's companies that are reporting. So we got Apple after the close, Twitter before the open, McDonald's before the open, Amazon after the close. So it's going to be another interesting day. Gilead, which was of course in the news today with their virus drug, which seems to have some impact on reducing the stay for seriously ill employees, which is obviously a good news on the virus front. And of course, the markets are just going higher based on primarily on this, hope that we're going to be starting to open things up here, maybe get back to some sense of normality, along with the Fed put that's just, buying everything, propping this market up. And I think the combination of those two things is just going to keep pushing this market higher. People keep asking me if we're going to get a pullback, and I don't see one coming in the near term. That's for sure. But we'll see what happens. But certainly the trend is your friend, and the trend right now is up. Let's take a look at the groups quickly here. Just about everything in the green. The only thing you see, we really were going into, they're buying everything. Technology, basic materials, sort of risk on stuff. Even on the week, we're kind of up here with the safety trades lagging behind a little bit here. Utilities, safety trades, all lagging behind. So definitely a rotation back into some more risky assets. So let's take a quick look at the markets. Again, transports gapping up nicely here today. You'd like to see this going with the market higher, and you can see here big volume day on the transports. Everything on all these indicators looking pretty positive and looking like a continuation higher here. 10-year just sort of narrowing into a more normal range. Normal variation, say that. We're not getting these huge one-day moves and one-week moves. On the Dow, we've got a little bit more volume coming in here, which is a good thing. A little more buying, active buying maybe. And RSI is coming up here. So again, I think it looks like we're going to maybe head back up to 25,000. Could be the next level we hit, maybe by the end of the week. Going to skip over the weeklies. Again, I mentioned TNA when we started to break out here. This was the trade on the small caps, and it's done really well. I know some of our traders in the room took that trade, and you can see here IWM, the small caps, doing really well. Volume building here nicely on these small caps. People are just, the sense is it's, everybody's been caught kind of flat-footed. Everybody was expecting a big pullback, and now as the stocks move higher, funds and are just chasing these because they're underinvested and they need to get back in, or they feel they need to get back in. Qs, again, still pretty meager volumes. Went out off the high of the day, but still higher on the day. Seem to be maybe up into an area here where there should be some resistance. We had prior support here. We had prior resistance here. We did break above this point, but Facebook and companies, tech companies, will probably push this higher tomorrow. SPY, again, nice move, breakout move here. This was probably a level of resistance. We've broken through that. We've got a 200-day moving average that we're just below on the daily, around 3,000. Probably heading there. Volume coming in, looking nice. Trend is your friend, and the trend is up. I think the funds will be still chasing these stocks up here. UUP, the dollar, kind of just hanging around here, just holding along this 50 moving average. Really not much action today on this one, kind of staying in the middle of the RSI, not doing much. And the VIX continues to leak off. I mean, we probably just going to continue to see this thing drop down unless we get some really bizarre event that's going to take the market significantly lower, and I don't see that happening in the near future. Let's take a quick look at the groups instead of on the watch. I think everything seems like it's going up. So emerging markets, nice little breakout today. I would expect a nice follow-through day here. We've broken through the 50 moving average, and could be looking at 39.50 up here for a next target on the EM. Little volume's pretty light here, but it is starting to pick up. RSI is coming up higher. The materials again gapping up here, and again we're coming up to the 200 moving average. These are all ETFs, select sector ETFs. Energy was one that really caught my eye, and I know a few people got into this. I'm in this one as well. And you can see here what happened was we had that event last week when oil really went into the crapper, as they say, just because there's so much oil sloshing around and there was no place to store it. But the one thing that really caught my eye here was the XLE did not really sell off like the USO did, which is an oil ETF. It really just hung in there. The energy, these are the big integrateds like Philips and Conoco is in this ETF here, and they hung in there, which gave me reason to believe that there was a definite bottom put in, and you can see here we've had a really nice move off this 33 up to over 30, almost 38, or almost 39 I should say. Got almost 39 today. I think it's gapping up here after hours as well, and just keep riding that trade higher. I mean, we could be easily getting over 40 tomorrow, 40, 41 in this area. Financials. I'm not too optimistic about financials with the interest rate so low, but and they didn't have a great day. Technology was down yesterday, but certainly turned around and went higher today. AMD was down, but stocks like Micron went the opposite direction. They just ripped higher and continued to go. So it's kind of a tale of two tapes there. AMD and MU. Consumer staples, again, maybe a bit of a rotation out of safety trades and into more risk assets. Same with the utilities, same story. Rotation out of less safety trades and back into the risky assets. So utilities is considered to be a safety trade. Utilities kind of looks sort of range bound in this area. So I mean, it's something that might be even able to trade between 58 and 60 here. It's probably going to held in there. Healthcare has been really strong ever since we had the sell-off here in March 23rd. We bottomed out, and it's just almost basically a V reversal right back, and we're very close to these prior highs back in February. So just healthcare has been really in focus, obviously, with coronavirus and all the potential for vaccines, treatments for the virus. So a lot of the small cap biotechs have been in play, like INO and mRNA and all the ones that we've been playing day trading, all these healthcare sector stocks have really been catching a bid because of the thinning, and of course Gilead with their drug for treating the virus. So lots of interesting stuff going on, and then the discretionary, consumer discretionary, strong as well. So I think that's it. Let's just take a quick look at GDX because I am watching the gold stocks. You can see here GDX has really had a nice run up. I had a nice run, sold it up here, and then it's kind of, I've been waiting for this sell-off. I've been hoping it would come back to somewhere around 31.5 maybe, but it just, every time it looks like it's going to sell off, snaps back up, which tells me that this is coiling to go higher. So this is a trade that I would be definitely watching for and seeing if we get a move, a break above this sort of 34 level seems to be roughly where we're getting some resistance. And you can see here we've already broken out from these levels and this level back here in August 2016. This is a monthly, and you can see the potential where we can go on this. We could be going up to 50 or almost 60. Again, with all this money printing, people are looking to maybe hold some hard assets. And Bitcoin has been coming up too. I don't know if I can bring up Bitcoin on this. It's not something I usually play, but yeah, Bitcoin everything got sold off. You can see on the March 23rd, people just needed to get into cash. But you can see here, actually, Bitcoin preceded the big sell-off. But you can see here we had a double from this bottom here. So again, maybe Bitcoin's a bit of an anti standard sort of currency trade. So an anti-fiat currency trade. All right, everybody. Well, that's it. We had a really good webinar this evening with Dr. Brett Steenberger and Mike Balfouri of SMB Capital. Great presentation about what it takes to be a successful trader and how they manage their traders in their prop trading firm. It was just an awesome presentation, and appreciated them being able to share some of their experiences and stories with us. And yeah, so again, that was available to people. We're always trying to look for ways to help our traders get better. And speaking of which, there's my book on how to swing trade. It's in Amazon if you haven't checked it out. So that's about it. If going to join us in the room tomorrow, 8:30 pre-market show starts live on YouTube, and then we'll be trading the market open. So hopefully we'll catch you all there. April 30th, last day of the month. Ciao for now, everybody.